Um, Good Shabbos. The I don't know if you've noticed, but these have been particularly difficult times for lots of people. The Torah portion talks about it in a way that you might think doesn't seem to match what's going on. Especially the Haftarah I'm talking about. These are those six Haftarot between Tisha B'av and Rosh Hashanah, and they're the ones that say, you know, I know you've sinned, I know you messed up, but God is saying, come on back, come on back. In fact, this is called Shabbat Nachamu because of the first words of the Haftarah. Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. From the book of Isaiah, it's chapter 40. Um, and But there's something very interesting in it that God says that at first time you read it, it doesn't seem very comforting. God says that all of our life is like grass. It's like grass. In the morning, it flourishes, and in the evening, it withers and dies. Doesn't that make you feel good? That our whole life is just a short little snap like that. We use it in funerals, I guess. Um, but does it make you feel good? Does this comfort me? Is this like is this what Nachamu means? Comfort you, comfort y'all, comfort, be comforted. That's what Nachamu means, and it's repeated twice. Do you feel comforted knowing that we're like a blade of grass that doesn't even live more than a few days? Well, the verse continues. It says, we are like a blade of grass that grows up in the morning and in the evening withers and dies, but the word of God stands firm, endures forever. So God endures forever, and we're up and dying. There's something about that, though. You have to sit on it for a while. There's something about that it changes our expectation of what we're here to do in life. Anything that we try to build up for ourselves comes and it goes. Anything that we do that has to do with God endures forever. And so if we try to collect things for ourselves, it doesn't last very long. It dies with us. But if we share things with others, collect things for others, reach out and do God's work, well, those stories endure and the goodness endures and it keeps growing and flourishing for much, much longer. Also, if we know, well, we've come to a time where we kind of think that, every disease is curable. You just got to find the right doctor. You just got to give it enough money, and like that, we'll come up with the cure in just a matter of days. Um, Even today, it's not like that. Even today, our span of life shouldn't, we're not promised a really, really long life. Our expectation is this is much shorter than you think. And if you know that you're only going to be on this earth for a little time, for a short amount of time, what do you do with it? You make the most of it. And if your brother did something really rotten to you, I heard someone say, if I had a few lives, I would stay mad at him. But I've only got one, it's just not worth it. That's a good line. If I had a bunch of lives, I would stay mad at him. But I only have one life. That's it. It's the only one we got. And we're not promised amazing length. It's going to pass away. Make the most of it. So the way that we make the most of it is kind of like, let's say you have a car and you know that you're not ever going to be able to buy another car. Well, you're going to make sure that, you know, you get an oil change all the time because you're going to be with that car for a really, really long time. You're going to take good care of it. I'm going to quote my grandmother. She had a great saying. She said, she lived into her 90s. She said, if I had known that I was going to have these teeth for so long, I'd have taken better care of them when I was young. We got to take good care of what we got. And now is that time. Be comforted. Be comforted. Even though we've got a short amount of time, be comforted because we can make it really meaningful. We can make it really last. And even though we've sinned, be comforted. We can fix those things. That's that sort of spinning around from the errors that we made, and we're turning now, turning to move towards that higher elevation, that great reward, that thing we get for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and the High Holy Days. And that reward has to do with fixing things that have been broken. It has to do with forgiving people. It has to do with asking for forgiveness in a humble manner. But it's about being close to God, the maker of everything, who cares about us, who listens. That's the great reward. And if we turn around now, we can get there. We could take good care of our, our bodies and our souls. I think it'll be a good journey this year. I think that this year we're really going to feel it and we're going to mean it because it's going to be so in our face.